may not be achievers, but I know that as we're talking about this today, we will self-examine ourselves. Like I say here, when we make this talk, we want to self-examine ourselves. The power of the mind. Is my mind focusing more of negativity, or my mind is more of positivity? Check yourself now. Self-examine yourself. What is your mind filled with? What are you filling your minds with? Remember, I talked about beliefs and perception in your mind. What do you believe in your mind? What are you perceiving in your mind? For example, me, my Bible says, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And it says, with God, all things are possible. And I trust this God to strengthen me. You know, He's my strength, even in times of weakness. And over time, I believe that when I feel some sort of weakness, I just go quickly and pray to God for strength. And in no time, I say that God's strength is my strength. His peace is my peace. His joy is my joy. And I keep saying this, and my mind keeps processing that. And then before you know, it will radiate through me. If I'm sad, in my mind, I'm sad. It will reflect in my face, because people who know me will come and say, oh, Funmi, you're not looking cheerful today. You seem sad. The mind, it's a powerful thing. So our beliefs and our perception, when we're talking about power of the mind, we need to examine the role of our beliefs, our perceptions, and how it helps us in shaping our life's experiences. Like I said, two people might encounter a negative situation, but their attitude in processing it is what makes the outcome, whether positive or negative. So there's so much negativity out there. Why would I now bring that in and start processing it negatively? It's not going to achieve anything positive, you know. So we need to be mindful of our beliefs, our perception. We also need to check how our beliefs about ourselves and others and the world around us influence our actions and our decision. You know, sometimes some people go through trauma, and, you know, they're stuck in that trauma. They don't see a counselor. They're not talking about it. They just bottle things up, and you find out that they're not happy all the time. They're always sad, and they don't want to talk to anyone because they're just carrying that trauma with them. They need to let go. It's in their mind because they've gone through that trauma already. And for them to be alive, the trauma is meant to be like a memory, but they're like living it every single day. They haven't let go in their mind. It could be a really bad trauma. It could be a loss, could be anything whatsoever. It's how you process it in your mind. If you process it negatively, it will stay and it will affect you negatively. Mickey, thanks for joining. I see you. Duri, thanks for joining in as well. So our beliefs and perception of our mind, it can help us to also highlight concepts in self-fulfillment. Maybe prophecies you've heard. Do you believe that prophecy that you'll be great? You know, you're a born leader, or God has called you to do certain things, and in your mind, in your reality, everything is not tallying. You know, you've heard all these positive pronouncements. You've seen even some form of signs that are positive, but in your mind, you're doubting, is this possible? Can this be achieved by more? The mind. Let's be mindful. Our beliefs can create our reality. Oh, thank you so much, Ellie. Thanks for joining. Let's tap on our screen. Hold it for 2 seconds. Some names will pop up. Press send all the way. And as you're here listening, as I'm doing the talk now, please, let's tap on our screen. Let's take the likes up today. Thank you so much for all my gifters. Thank you so much so far. I really appreciate you. Let me just... Our beliefs, our perception, it's in our mind. What are we believing? What is our perception about life generally, about ourselves? Let's even not go to other people for now. Like I say, when we do this talk, let's self-reflect. What are your beliefs? What are you thinking right now? Right now, as you're here on Inside, what are you thinking about yourself? Have you had a task today and it seems like you failed at it? Are you saying to yourself, you're a failure? Is that what you're choosing to believe now? Or rather say, you know what? I've made that mistake. Let me check. What did I do wrong? Or what did the feedback say? What did maybe your manager or your superior or whoever? Take the positive out of it. Learn from it, because you might have to do that task again. And when your mind is defeated already, when your mind is telling you, oh, I can't do this, and you're feeling like a failure and you're thinking like a failure, the possibility is you just give up. And you and I know we cannot give up on life. Otherwise, I mean, what's the essence of we living? John T, thank you. Abdullahi, thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. Let's send to as many people as possible to join this live. We're talking today about the power of the mind. Power of the mind. And again, when we're talking about power of the mind, we have to look at the power of visualization. What do you see? Visualization, sometimes you have to take part in some visual exercises. They are a powerful tool that can help individuals tap into their inner potentials and manifest their goals and desires. Sometimes you might have to just keep picturing that. If you have a real life picture that depicts whatever it is you're trying to get at, a goal, an achievement, you can bring the picture out and look at it from time to time. Visualize it. You see yourself in this, I think, was it on here that somebody shared? Whilst they were growing up, they've always driven past this sky-rise building for career professionals and what have you, and they would drive past and say, one day I'm gonna work in there. And as time went on with life, they went for interviews here and there, and they found themselves being employed by one company in that sky-rise building they've always driven past. Power of the mind. Power of the mind. There is power in your mind. What are you thinking? What are you processing? Is it more of negativity? Those negative automatic thoughts, we need to deal with them today. We need to change our mindset, especially when it's the negative. So I'm talking about your mind's eyes now. What are you imagining? Let that visual in your mind, let it be guided by creativity, by positivity. Sometimes you might have to go even more detailed. So you meditate more, like I'm going to go into that soon. What is in your mind's eye? What are you imagining? Is it scary stuff? Is it spooky stuff? Is it positive stuff? Or what exactly is it? Because sometimes, for example, when you watch horror movies, you watch it, your mind has seen all those horror scenes, and then you finish watching and you're like, oh my God, that was scary. And then you want to go to sleep. Your mind needs to rest. And then before you know, you go into this trance or whatever, into this dream. And then those monsters in that scary movie, they're chasing you in your sleep. You have fed your mind with scary stuff. And now you're sleeping. Even in your sleep, you're dreaming about scary stuff. So you need to be mindful. If you know you cannot hack scary movies, please don't go near them. That's just an example. So your mind, your imagination, what is that thing that is in your thoughts? What are you thinking about? What are you imagining? Maybe you're thinking about the future. Some people, they say they're not optimistic about the future. That means something is wrong in their mind. What are they thinking that is making them feel they're not optimistic about the future? So let's be careful. Sometimes you might have to engage in some visualization in your mind's eye so that you can help your mental well-being even. And this can also help reduce anxiety. We're getting there, guys. You're welcome to Insight with FunmiRoyal. If you're just joining, yeah, I'll take a sip. Let's take a moment to tap on our screens, please. Let's tap. I'm also tapping. Oh. Let's tap on that screen. Let's invite people as well. Thank you so much. Let's see. Thank you so much. Let this light that's within me shine to the whole world, whole world. Light, let the dawn of a new day bring understanding and love. Oh, inside. Yes, if you're just joining, Original D Jenny, I see you. Welcome to Inside with FunmiRoyal this beautiful Monday evening. If you're just joining, you're welcome. Let's tap on our screen.